My name is Jane. I'm a 23-year-old girl from America and an English language teacher. I had a handsome student that I always had a crush on. My students are learning English through a new method that I've already invented. They learn English through story level 1 graded readers, and my crush really loved this method. So, I taught as he liked to get his attention. I really liked him. He was very handsome, tall, with blue eyes and a muscular body. But there was a problem. I had a boyfriend who loved me. I was very confused, so I decided to break up with my boyfriend and start a new relationship. At first, I needed to get the handsome guy's attention. One day I told him that he was very bad at learning English through stories and that he needed a private class to learn English from level 0 through story level 1. I told him you should improve your English skills through stories. We scheduled a meeting at his house for Thursday to learn English through stories. Just the two of us, all alone in an empty house. This was exactly what I had been dreaming of for months. I was eagerly waiting for Thursday to come. Finally, Thursday arrived. I wore my best outfit, checked all the necessary items and took them with me. I knocked and went in. I went to his room and took out my English stories papers. I called him to come and start. He spoke. "I'm ready. Let's start." When I turned round to see him, I was totally surprised. "I didn't expect to see anything like that," he said. "You thought I wouldn't understand, but I knew exactly why you came here." I was surprised. My mouth was open. But he was really better than I thought. I stammered and said, No, you're wrong." He burst out laughing and I couldn't help but laugh too. I laughed and asked, "How did you know?" He spoke. "When you wanted to have a private class, I had my doubts. But when I saw you dressed like this, I was totally sure," I said. "Well, now that you know everything, shall we start?" He spoke. "Let's start. But I invited one of my friends to come. Is that okay with you?" I replied. "I've never had it before, but I wouldn't mind trying it. It should be interesting. But first, just the two of us and then with your friend." "Sounds good," he said. "Yeah, that's fine." My friend called and said he'll be a bit late, so we'll start until he arrives. It was amazing. You can't imagine how good it felt and how enjoyable it was. But after half an hour, his friend finally arrived. The door opened and a surprised voice said, "Jane." I turned my head and saw it was my boyfriend. He angrily said, "What are you doing here?" I replied, "Excuse me, what are you doing here? You came too." Suddenly my crush, who was laughing a lot, interrupted and said, "Okay, listen to me, both of you made mistakes you shouldn't have. So now you're even and there is no reason to argue. Isn't it better to get back to what we gathered here for?" We thought for a moment and realized he was right. We apologized to each other and we started. I never imagined that an experience could be so exciting and fun, and we all enjoyed it so much. After that night, we repeated it many times and never got tired of it. Everything was going well until one night. I felt really nauseous. I was so scared and kept thinking to myself, what if The story is not over yet. Don't forget to subscribe and tap on the bell so you don't miss it. The next episode.